What is going on, everybody? My name is Japes. Finally back with another episode of my draft power. Naturally, we got to pick the informed Ronaldo up here. So I've been shying away from this series. I wasn't really sure I just wasn't really sure what to do with it, as I had not been playing too much FIFA to begin with, other than more than, just like a very, very small average amount. If that makes sense. It doesn't really make sense. But you're seeing the new draft squad we're putting together on the screen. 4-3-3 defensive. Not my favorite formation, but not a bad formation. All the 4-3-3 variations I'm relatively competent with, and I think that I give myself a decent chance. Now, there's a few reasons why. It's because generally speaking, you're almost always going to get at least one elite winger in the draft is kind of what it seems like. So in this case, we got the informed Cristiano Ronaldo. And we're able to put him in a position to kind of maximize his talents. I took Lucas there. Some of you guys are going to be like, Jace, why did you not take Neymar? That would have been the way to go. And it was because I wanted an actual right wing. And I thought, all right, we got Batista. We've got Pastore already. With Pastore, we get that nice PSG link and things could work out for us. So we're going to pop him on in there and do a little bit more switching around. This took me a long time to figure out how I wanted to go about this. But the Marquinhos and Sergio Ramos partnership with Diego Alves in goal was fantastic. It was good enough that I thought to myself, this might be a partnership that I would look to use for seasons at one point or another. Remember, what we're doing with this series is we're going to go ahead and dwindle down my FIFA points with all the drafts that I have on here, see what kind of team we're able to build, and then potentially try to work our way up in divisions. But that is a long way out. We're trying to build a magnificent first owner club using draft only. And that means that we need to do a little bit better because the 6-0-2 record, not that great to start. We've picked up a few decent players. I can't remember who they are off the top of my head. I think we actually have an inform, and I need to go check that. So at the end of, not this episode, but the next episode, which will be up tomorrow, I'll try to remember to go back through and check that out for you guys so we can get a little bit of a catch up and see how we're doing. But we are laying the smackdown in this episode, like a smackdown that I haven't laid in a very long time. I'm starting to feel really good about my FIFA game again, and hopefully you guys will be able to see that in my gameplay. Mind you, this guy, 4-4-2, not a bad-looking squad. He's got some decent players out there. Arjen Robben, legend Nesta, legend Shevchenko. Pretty cool-looking team. And however, he was not a fantastic defender. Getting things started 23rd minute. This is a corner that, if given the opportunity, you should absolutely include it. He was all about that slide tackle. He did that plenty of times where he just panic in his box and be like, oh no, he's going to shoot it. And I was like, yeah, and in fact, I am going to shoot it just after I go around the first guy. And that's kind of the way as soon as I realized he was on to me, or he was doing that, then I was on to him, and I was able to kind of prevent that and go about doing things. You can see right there, he panics and slides again. The tackling for this guy was struggling a little bit, but that happens. So 2-0 now, 41st minute, off to a good roaring start. Much better than the last round. And this team, I didn't really know what to make of it. You got informed Ronaldo up there, so that's fantastic, and he is absolutely a monstrous player. Pastore, Lucas, both brilliant players as well, and there's Ronaldo tapping it in. So for this game, I ended up moving Cristiano Ronaldo to the striker position and the informed Insigne to the left wing spot. Now, I actually found, I'll get into that later. I'll mention it now. I found that I prefer Insigne as the striker and leaving Ronaldo on the wings, because for me, wing play in the 4-3-3 formations is super, super important. That's why I pick Messi 10 times out of 10. I'll pick him over Ronaldo, not even a question in my mind. Hero Ronaldo, doesn't matter. I'm going to take Messi. Fits my style a little bit better. And having the opportunity to really take players on from width and cut inside and cause all sorts of problems that way, that's where I find that I do the best. So I left Ronaldo out wide. That said, the informed Insigne is one of my favorite. He's not that expensive, but he's just a brilliant little card. Having him on your bench, you can bring him in as your attacking midfielder, your striker, your winger. He's really, really quite good at all of those spots. And throughout this draft, I used him at each and every one of those. We got Ben Yat, who's been a Path Power kind of legend for many, many moons. as we're up 6-0 in this one. And this guy, as soon as I realized that he could not figure out the no-touch dribbling or how to stop it, it was pretty much game over, and game over quite quickly. So 7-0, an absolute thumping. But having Ben Yat in the midfield, I also would switch Pastore to the center mid, move Ben Yat back to the centered or the right defensive mid position, just because I think he's a better holding midfielder, and I wanted to get Pastore further forward. Nice little bit of skill from Cristiano Ronaldo right here, and he's eventually going to get clumsily tackled down in the box. This guy was slide tackling, but not slide tackling well. And it is definitely one of those things that if you are going to incorporate into your game, which I think is very important, you better be doing a pretty decent job of it. 1-1000, 2-1000, it is back. It is my method of choice. For those of you guys that might be new and don't know what that means, what it is my penalty kick technique. As soon as I charge it up, I'm holding over to the side for 2 full seconds and counting out 1-1000, 2-1000 in my head. Generally, you can put it into the side netting, and in order for them to save that, they have to take a step with their keeper pre-diving. So they have to take a step over as you're running up. There's the hero, Ronaldo. He's using Neymar as his attacking mid. He's got Messi in there as well. Griezmann. So all in all, a pretty nice looking team. Inform Neuer. Like, what is this team? Though I did see that Jeff Cameron, and I thought, I'm pretty sure I know where I'm going to be attacked. I wanted to know what this guy's bench is, and in fact, I should have paused it and taken a good look at it, because it's just a bizarre kind of way to set it up. He basically took his best players, I think, that he drafted, minus Jeff Cameron, and just kind of threw them out there. He'd have been better off throwing Varane in the middle. I don't know. He had an agenda. He was trying to do his thing, but even Baptiste, so I left him in for a little while, the Villarreal Brazilian striker. I left him in for a little while at the start of games, and only when I either felt like trying someone new or they paused it, would I decide to switch him out. But you can see he's a very, very lucky striker. Those 2 goals, not fantastic. In fact, very, very sloppy. But nonetheless, when the cookie crumbles your way, when the rebounds fall to your feet in the box, you just smile and say, thank you very much. FIFA, I know you're going to take it away from me again at a later date. But today, it's the happy times. And this is something that I've talked about before with you guys. It's like, oh, man. I will grind and rage and get so salty with FIFA over the kind of, I don't know, luck and obnoxious. Well, what feels like obnoxious luck, but I forget when it happens for me. So I'm going to try to point that out more often when I feel like I get a bit lucky. These games are hard to tell, though, because you score goals like that very easily, could have ended up being saved or cleared out. But because the margin's so big, you're like, does it really matter? Does it really count? That's a great run from Lucas. And I actually really, really enjoyed using him in this team. Catches a bit of that top net, the best net right there with a finesse shot around the near side of the keeper. But I really, really enjoyed him. Fantastic player, fantastic budget winger, and really helps with a lot of chemistry when you're talking PSG players this year, because Pastore, Verratti, Ibra, all are joys to use. That's 5-0 now in this one, 89th minute, working things forward. Going to get another attack off here. Not a great ball from Pastore, but Luke is able to kind of take it away, and it plays a wonderful ball inside Kogawiak, and that leads El Shaarawy way out wide. He's a bench player that we picked out. This is funny. The continuous ball rolls, and that is Inform Neuer in goal, not saving that, which was a bit shocking. When it's Tremolinas basically shooting it straight at him. And when you fail the offside trap in the 90th minute, you basically deserve to get scored on, and there's nothing else to say about it. So I hope you guys did enjoy this episode of the Old Draft to Power. Let me know how long you want these episodes to be. I'm trying to figure out exactly what works best. So leave that down in the comments section below. I'll be back with another episode of this, believe it or not, tomorrow. But until then, my name is Japes, and I will catch you all next time.